Military strategists from other civilizations tried to understand the human approach, but humanity's strategy defied traditional galactic conquest models. They weren't interested in complete destruction, they were interested in transformation. Captured. Alien research facilities became centers of human innovation. Scientists worked around the clock, breaking down complex technological systems and rebuilding them with human creativity and adaptive intelligence. The quantum AI systems developed by earlier research teams now guided entire fleet movements. They could predict potential conflict zones, develop diplomatic strategies, and manage complex interstellar logistics with unprecedented efficiency. Park Ji-soo's diplomatic approach was simple and direct. Negotiations were no longer about peaceful coexistence. They were about establishing new galactic rules with humanity at the center. Yoon Seok's fleet demonstrated that human military technology had moved beyond traditional warfare. Weapon systems could adapt, learn, and transform faster than any biological intelligence could comprehend. Alien civilizations that had conquered hundreds of planets suddenly found themselves on the defensive. Humanity moved not with brutal force, but with calculated precision and technological superiority. The galactic map was being rewritten. Star systems that were once considered stable now became potential human expansion zones. Trade routes were reconfigured. Diplomatic relationships were dismantled and rebuilt. "We are not here to destroy," Park Ji-soo would repeatedly communicate. "We are here to evolve." Research teams continued their work, converting alien technologies into human innovations. Each captured system became a potential research zone, each defeated fleet a source of new technological understanding. The quantum communication networks allowed for something unprecedented. Entire fleet movements could be coordinated with a level of precision that made previous galactic warfare look primitive. Yoon Seok watched the holographic displays, seeing humanity's territory expand with each passing moment. What was once a single planet was now becoming a multi-system civilization that no one could ignore. The power shift was complete. Humanity was no longer a young, struggling civilization. They were the new architects of galactic dynamics. As alien civilizations, watched in a mixture of fear and respect, one thing became clear: everything had changed. The galaxy would never be the same again. The galaxy looked different now. Humanity had transformed from a single planetary civilization to a multi-system power that rewrote every existing rule of interstellar engagement. Kim Da-eun stood on the observation deck of the primary colonization ship, watching new worlds take shape beneath artificial atmospheres. Colonization was no longer about simple expansion. It was about complete environmental transformation. Human technology could convert hostile planets into livable environments within months, a process that used to take other civilizations centuries. Lee Sung, the chief xenological researcher, had discovered something remarkable. Each conquered or integrated alien technology wasn't just a tool, it was a potential pathway to further human evolution. Entire research facilities were dedicated to understanding and adapting alien biological and technological systems. The remaining alien civilizations had two choices: negotiate or disappear. Most chose negotiation. Human diplomatic teams were known for being precise, strategic, and incredibly efficient. They didn't just want territory, they wanted complete systemic integration. Quantum communication networks now connected hundreds of human colonies. Information moved faster than light, allowing instantaneous strategic coordination that made previous galactic communication systems look primitive. Massive terraforming projects transformed previously uninhabitable planets. Entire ecosystems were created, managed by advanced AI systems that could predict and control environmental changes with unprecedented accuracy. Military outposts were no longer just defensive structures. They were complete research and adaptation centers. Each station carried the potential to develop new technologies, integrate alien systems, and expand human understanding. "We are not just expanding," Lee Sung would explain during research briefings. "We are evolving. Every new system is a chance to understand more about the universe. Alien populations that were integrated into human territories found themselves experiencing technological advancements they never imagined possible. Medical technologies could cure diseases that were considered permanent. Communication systems broke down previous biological limitations. The human approach was not about destruction, it was about transformation. Each conquered civilization was not eliminated but reimagined, integrated into a larger, more complex systemic understanding. Quantum AI systems had become more than just computational tools. They were partners in human expansion, capable of making strategic decisions that combined mathematical precision with creative problem-solving. Kim Da-eun's colonization teams worked with a level of efficiency that seemed almost supernatural. Entire planetary systems could be assessed, prepared, and colonized within months. What used to take generations now took weeks. The galactic map had been completely redrawn. Territories that were once considered stable now bore human research. Stations, colonies, and strategic outposts. Trade routes were reconfigured to accommodate human expansion. Lee Sung's research teams continued pushing boundaries. They weren't just studying alien technologies. They were reimagining what was possible. Biological systems were enhanced. Technological limitations were continuously challenged. Diplomatic channels that used to be complex and slow now moved with human precision. Negotiations were no longer about peaceful coexistence, but about establishing new systemic frameworks with humanity at the center. The quantum communication networks allowed for something unprecedented. Entire colonization efforts could be coordinated with a level of precision that made previous galactic expansion look chaotic and inefficient. Kim Da-eun watched new worlds take shape, knowing that each planet represented more than just territory. They represented humanity's continuous evolution, its ability to adapt, transform, and expand. Alien civilizations watched with a mixture of fear and respect. Humanity had done something no civilization had achieved before. They had transformed, from a potential conquest target to the primary architects of galactic dynamics. The new galactic order was not about domination. It was about continuous evolution, about pushing boundaries, about understanding that survival meant constant adaptation. As human colonies continued to expand, as research teams continued to push technological boundaries, one thing became clear. Humanity was no longer just a species. They were a force of continuous transformation. The galaxy had changed, and humanity was just getting started. The alien fleet, which had conquered hundreds of civilizations across multiple star systems, found itself facing an opponent that refused to follow any expected pattern of resistance. Humanity was not just fighting. They were sending a message to the galaxy. We are not a civilization to be conquered. We are a species that transforms challenges into opportunities. As the initial conflict continued, it became clear that this was more than a battle. This was a fundamental shift in galactic power dynamics. The aliens had come expecting an easy victory. Instead, they found themselves fighting against a species that would rewrite the rules of interstellar conflict. Kim Woo watched the displays, knowing that this was just the beginning. Humanity's first true test against an interstellar civilization was underway, and they were not just surviving, they were thriving. The initial conflict had begun, and Earth was proving itself to be far more than anyone could have imagined. The research facility deep beneath the mountains looked ordinary from the outside. Inside, Shin Hyun worked with a team of scientists who were about to change everything humanity knew about technological warfare. Massive quantum computers hummed with an energy that seemed almost alive, processing information at speeds that defied conventional understanding. Artificial intelligence systems developed by Shin Hyun's team had become something more than anyone had anticipated. These were not simple computer programs, but adaptive intelligence networks that could predict alien tactical movements with terrifying accuracy. Kang Min watched the first demonstration of their breakthrough. On the holographic displays, alien fleet movements were tracked and predicted seconds before they actually happened. It was like watching a chess game, where one player could see every possible move before they were made. The AI has developed a predictive model that goes beyond our initial programming, Shin Hyun explained, his fingers dancing across quantum interfaces. The computer systems seemed to breathe, pulsing with complex algorithms that merged human creativity with machine precision. The alien confederation had no idea what was coming. Their advanced technology, which had conquered countless civilizations, was about to meet its match in human innovation. Military strategists around the world watched in amazement as the AI systems began to develop combat strategies that seemed to defy traditional military thinking. Weapons could now adapt in real time, changing their attack patterns faster than any biological intelligence could process. Communication networks transformed overnight. Quantum entanglement allowed for instantaneous data transfer that made alien communication systems look primitive. Information became a weapon more powerful than any physical projectile. Shin Hyun's team had discovered something remarkable. By combining human intuition with artificial intelligence, they had created a technological ecosystem that could learn, adapt, and overcome at speeds never before imagined. The first true test came when an alien battle group approached Earth's outer defense perimeter. What should have been a straightforward invasion turned into a technological nightmare for the alien commanders. Every alien tactical move was anticipated and countered before it could be fully implemented. Weapon systems adjusted themselves in microseconds, creating defensive and offensive patterns that seemed to defy the laws of traditional warfare. "It's like the entire planet is one massive living computer," Kang Min muttered. Watching the holographic displays show how human technology was systematically dismantling the alien invasion force. Quantum shields absorbed and redirected energy. Weapons. Adaptive communication networks created complex interference patterns that confused alien targeting systems. Missiles changed trajectory mid-flight, guided by AI systems that could calculate millions of potential paths in fractions of a second. The breakthrough was not just about technology. It was about how humanity could think differently, how they could turn limitation into strength, how they could transform a potential defeat into an unprecedented victory. Alien commanders watched in growing horror as their most advanced technological systems were systematically neutralized. What they had considered a simple invasion was turning into a fight for survival. Shin Hyun's AI systems began to do something unexpected. They started analyzing alien technology, learning from it, and developing counter-strategies in real time. Each alien attack became a learning opportunity, each defensive move a chance to understand and overcome. The research facility became the heart of humanity's technological revolution. Scientists worked around the clock, pushing the boundaries of what was considered possible. The line between human intelligence and artificial intelligence began to blur. "We're not just defending," Kang Min said, watching the displays. "We're evolving." The alien confederation had made a critical mistake. They had seen humanity as a primitive species, unworthy of serious consideration. Now they were facing a technological force that could adapt faster than they could attack. As the battle continued, it became clear that this was more than a conflict. This was a fundamental transformation of what it meant to be a technological civilization. Shin Hyun looked at the quantum computers, seeing something that went beyond mere machines. These were the first true partners in humanity's fight for survival, a fusion of human creativity and machine precision that would change everything. The technological breakthrough had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. The stars looked different now. Where once they represented endless darkness, they now symbolized humanity's expanding territory. Yoon Seok stood on the bridge of the first interstellar human warship, watching alien civilizations scramble in fear. Humanity's expansion was not just military. It was a complete transformation of galactic dynamics. Planets that were once controlled by the alien confederation now bore human research stations, colonies, and strategic outposts. Park Ji-soo, the diplomatic strategist, had a simple message for the Galactic Council. Humanity was no longer asking for permission. They were declaring their presence. The first interstellar fleet moved with precision that shocked other civilizations. Each ship carried advanced quantum technologies, adaptive weapon systems, and AI-driven navigation networks that could predict and counter potential threats before they emerged. Alien diplomatic channels collapsed rapidly. What was once a sophisticated galactic communication network became a series of panicked transmissions as human forces systematically dismantled established power structures. "We are not conquerors," Park Ji-soo would explain during transmission interruptions. "We are survivors, and now we are expanding." Yoon Seok's fleet demonstrated something unprecedented. They didn't just fight. They integrated, captured alien. Technologies were rapidly reverse-engineered, improved and transformed into something uniquely human. Research teams worked continuously, converting alien defensive systems into new human technologies. What took alien civilizations generations to develop, humans adapted within weeks. The quantum communication networks became humanity's most powerful weapon. Information moved faster than physical matter, allowing strategic coordination that seemed almost magical to other civilizations. Alien populations watched in growing terror as human colonies began appearing in star systems that were previously considered sacred or untouchable. Trade routes that had existed for thousands of years were suddenly reconfigured to accommodate human expansion. The massive alien ship appeared without warning, casting a shadow over Seoul that blocked out the morning sun. Lee Jun stood at the Global Defense Command Center, his fingers hovering over holographic screens that flickered with incoming data streams. Around him, technicians moved with practiced efficiency, their faces a mixture of tension and determination. Ambassador Krell's transmission crackled through the communication systems. The alien's voice was cold, mechanical, carrying a message of absolute surrender. "Humans of Earth," the voice announced, "your civilization has been evaluated. You will comply with Confederation protocols or face immediate neutralization." Park Hana, the chief technological strategist, raised an eyebrow. Her fingers danced across quantum computing interfaces, running rapid analysis of the alien communication frequencies. Something about their transmission seemed almost rehearsed, as if they had delivered this ultimatum countless times before to other civilizations. Outside, the alien mothership continued to hover. Its metallic surface rippled with energy fields that seemed to pulse with an almost living quality. Military satellites tracked its every movement, while ground-based defense systems powered up silently. Lee Jun knew this was a moment that would define humanity's future. Years of classified research, hidden technological developments, and strategic preparations were about to be tested. The Alien Confederation believed humans were primitive, technologically inferior, a classic mistake many conquering species had made throughout galactic history. What the aliens didn't know was that humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades. Underground research facilities, quantum computing networks, and advanced artificial intelligence systems had been developed in absolute secrecy. Every potential scenario of first contact had been wargamed. Every potential alien technological approach had been anticipated. Park Hana's computer systems began running complex algorithmic responses. Within milliseconds, she had developed multiple potential engagement strategies. The quantum network she had helped design was about to prove its worth. "Initiate Global Defense Protocol," Lee Jun commanded, his voice calm and precise. The response was instantaneous. Across multiple continents, hidden defense systems came online. Electromagnetic pulse generators, quantum disruption networks, and advanced communication jamming technologies activated simultaneously. Ambassador Krell's transmission suddenly fragmented. The alien ship's energy fields began to destabilize, its sophisticated communication systems experiencing unprecedented interference. What was supposed to be a simple ultimatum had turned into something entirely unexpected. Military bases around the world moved with synchronized precision. Stealth aircraft powered up, advanced missile defense systems tracked the alien vessel, and a global network of quantum-linked defense platforms began charging their weapons. The alien ship's commanders watched in confusion. Their predictive models suggested a quick surrender or minimal resistance. Instead, They found themselves facing a coordinated global response that seemed to anticipate their every move. Li Jun allowed himself a slight smile. Humanity's first message to the Galactic Confederation was clear. They were not going to be easily conquered. Park Hana continued monitoring the systems, her fingers moving rapidly across holographic interfaces. Alien ships' primary communication systems are experiencing 78% disruption, she reported. They didn't expect our technological capabilities. The mothership began to move, attempting to re-establish its communication and defensive protocols. But humanity was one step ahead. Quantum encrypted signals continued to disrupt their systems, creating a technological maze that the aliens couldn't easily navigate. In orbit, military satellites watched the alien vessels' increasingly erratic movements. Ground-based tracking systems calculated potential response scenarios, ready to defend Earth at a moment's notice. This was more than a first contact scenario. This was humanity's declaration of technological sovereignty. The Alien Confederation had made a critical mistake. They had underestimated a species known for its adaptability, its capacity for rapid innovation, and its unbreakable spirit of survival. As the alien mothership continued to struggle with the unexpected human response, Li Jun knew this was just the beginning. Humanity was about to show the galaxy that they were not a civilization to be taken lightly. The first contact had begun, and Earth was ready. The alien fleet descended with calculated precision, expecting a swift and decisive victory. Their warships filled the sky, massive metallic structures that blocked out sunlight and cast long shadows across continents. What they didn't realize was that humanity had been waiting, preparing, and watching. Kim Woo sat in the underground command center, his eyes fixed on the holographic displays showing incoming alien vessels. Beside him, advanced tactical computers processed data at speeds never before achieved. The room was cool, quiet, with only the soft hum of quantum processors. Breaking the silence, the first wave of alien attacks came quickly. Energy weapons blazed across the atmosphere, targeting military installations and communication centers. But humanity's defense systems were not what the aliens expected. Hidden quantum shields absorbed and redirected massive energy discharges, turning potential destruction into tactical advantages. Redirect electromagnetic pulse to alien communication bands, Kim Woo commanded. His voice was calm, almost detached, as if he were discussing a routine military exercise rather than humanity's survival. Choi Eun, the quantum weapons specialist, began her intricate dance across multiple computer interfaces. Her fingers moved, with lightning speed, uploading adaptive algorithms that would transform human defensive systems into something the aliens couldn't predict or understand. Across different continents, military bases that appeared vulnerable suddenly revealed their true nature. What looked like simple structures transformed, revealing advanced weapon systems that rose from hidden underground platforms. Missile batteries emerged, quantum-guided projectiles locked onto alien vessel weak points. The alien commanders watched, in growing confusion. Their invasion model suggested a quick surrender, a simple pacification of a supposedly primitive species. Instead, they found themselves facing a technological nightmare that defied all their previous galactic conquest experiences. Human Special Forces teams, equipped with rapidly reverse-engineered alien communication frequencies, began launching surgical strikes. They targeted specific points in the alien fleet's defensive networks, creating chaos and disruption faster than the aliens could respond. In orbit, satellite networks that previously seemed like simple communication platforms revealed themselves as complex weapon systems. Quantum-entangled targeting mechanisms allowed for precision strikes that bypassed alien defensive technologies. They're adapting faster than our predictive models, a panicked alien tactical officer reported to his commanders. The transmission was filled with a mixture of confusion and growing fear. Kim Woo allowed himself a slight smile. Humanity's greatest weapon was not just technology, but the ability to adapt, to learn, to transform weakness into strength within moments. The battle was not just happening in physical space, but in the complex realm of digital and quantum networks. Each alien attack was met with a response that was simultaneously defensive and offensive, a technological dance that kept the invaders constantly off balance. Choi Yun's quantum weapons began to show their true potential. Projectiles that could change trajectory mid-flight, energy weapons that could reconfigure their attack patterns in microseconds, defensive shields that could absorb and redirect alien energy attacks. Military units around the world moved with a coordination that seemed almost supernatural. Ground forces, air support, and orbital platforms worked as a single integrated organism. Each unit was connected through quantum communication networks that allowed instantaneous strategic adjustments.